Well, that was fun. We're going to do a review of atomic structure right now. So things you'll need are, all right, I was saying you're going to need your notes and a periodic table. And get ready. All right, we're going to just get right into it and start answering these questions. I'll do number 1, 3, and 5 for you. And then you're going to try 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so the question is, francium has how many protons? So we're looking for the number of protons in the element francium. The number of protons, as a reminder, is called the atomic number. That number gives francium its identity. Francium is francium because it has the perfect number of protons for francium in the nucleus of the francium atom. Okay, so the skill we need is to be able to use the periodic table and look for francium. So I'm looking for francium. I see it. It's down here. It's number 87. There it is in the bottom left-hand corner. It says 87 inside of the box. And that box is the atomic number. So that's the number of protons that francium has. The answer is 87. Okay, number 3, Bi has how many protons? Well, this time it just gave you the element symbol. It didn't give you the element name. So now we're looking at Bi, looking for Bi on the periodic table. Where is Bi? Bi, can you find it? It's number 83. There it is. Bi, bismuth, number 83, meaning that the atomic number for bismuth is 83. That means that each bismuth atom has 83 protons in the nucleus of the atom. So the answer is 83. Number 5, which element has 90 protons? Well, you could just work in the reverse way. So if you know that the atomic number is 90, then it means you know by looking at the periodic table which element has 90 protons. So you're looking for number 90. And did you find it? They named a Marvel movie after it. Thorium. Number 90, thorium. So you can actually write out the word, or you could just give the symbol like that. Okay, you try and do 2, 4, 6, 8, and pause the video because I'm about to show the answers right now. Okay, those are the answers for 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to move on to number 9. So pause the video if you need to see those answers. So let's move on to number 9. Okay. So it says, what is the difference between carbon 10 and carbon 12? Should be a little dash right here. Well, when the element is written like this with a little number at the end, that number at the end, what it represents is the mass number, the atomic mass number. Okay, so that just means carbon 10 has less mass than carbon 12. Well, why does it have less mass? It has less mass because we use this equation. The mass number equals the protons plus the neutrons, the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So since we know each carbon has 6 protons, that must mean there's a difference in the number of neutrons, because carbon 10 must have 4 neutrons, and carbon with a mass number of 12 must have 6 neutrons. Okay, do we see how that works? So the difference between carbon 10 and carbon 12, you can say the difference is the mass number and the number of neutrons. Okay. These are called different isotopes of carbon. So let's move on to number 10, brings us to number 10. What is the isotope name and isotope symbol of an atom that has 40 protons and 42 neutrons? Well, it's easy to figure out the name of an atom with 40 protons. Once again, we just have to look at the periodic table, and if you're looking at it, it says it's Zr for zirconium. Zirconium. Now, what is the isotope symbol? Well, the isotope symbol, as review, has all of these, has a symbol in the middle, and then it has all of the numbers on the outside. And in the last video that I gave to you on atomic structure, we know that in the bottom left-hand corner, we need to put the number of protons. Okay, and in the top left-hand corner, we need to put the mass number. Well, the mass number, again, is the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. We're using this formula. So 40 protons plus 42 neutrons, that's 82 as the atomic mass number. And this is an atom, meaning it has no charge, so it's not an ion. That means we don't put anything right here. So this would be the isotope name. Oh, we got to put dash 82, my fault. Dash 82 as the isotope name, and this is the isotope symbol. Okay, next question. What is the isotope name and isotope symbol of an atom that has 13 protons and 10 neutrons? Why don't you try and complete this before I do? Go ahead and try and complete it before I do. But what is the atom that has 13 protons? Looking at the periodic table, I see that that is aluminum. Or aluminium if you're from a different country. Okay, so, and we know we need to put the mass number right here. So we need to add the protons and the neutrons. That's 13 plus 10. That's 23. And the isotope symbol, what is the isotope name? We just solved that. What is the isotope symbol? So the symbol for aluminum is Al. Al and 13 protons go together. And the mass number goes in the top left corner. We already did that. That's 23. How do we figure that out? That's the number of protons plus the number of neutrons using this equation right here. And there's no charge, so we're done. That's it. Number 12, let's get through these. How many protons and neutrons does hydrogen 3 have? Well, hydrogen is the first element on the periodic table. It's number 1. So that the number 1 in the box right there, number 1. So the number of protons equals 1, but it says hydrogen 3 as the mass number. That must mean that the number of neutrons equals 2, because the protons and the neutrons equals the mass number. How many protons and neutrons does nitrogen 20 have? And how many protons and neutrons does this have? Okay, go ahead and solve them for yourself, and I'll put the answers in a second. There's the answers to 12, 13, and 14. Moving on. Okay, let's work to complete this chart. Okay, so the chart has enough information in each row to complete each problem, 16, 17, and 18. So we're going to look to the information we have. What information are we given? We're given Ne, the symbol for neon, and we're given the mass number 25 because that's written in the top left-hand corner. Okay, so as I'm looking at the blanks, what do I need to fill out? I need to fill out the isotope name, the number of protons, number of neutrons, number of electrons, and the mass number. Okay, so the isotope name, the isotope symbol, we have the mass number and the symbol. So we just have to write neon and 25 for the isotope name. And the number of protons, we know that that's the atomic number. It's just the number that's in the box on the periodic table. And if you look at your periodic table, it's 10 for neon. That means we can come over here and complete the symbol by putting a little 10 right there in the bottom left-hand corner, because that's where the number of protons go in the isotope symbol. The number of neutrons, remember, is the mass number plus, the number of neutrons is the mass number minus the number of protons. So we got 25 minus 10, that's 15. Now, number of electrons. This is a little bit new, but since this is not an ion, this is an atom or an isotope, that means it's electrically neutral. What does electrically neutral mean? It means the number of protons equals the number of electrons. That looks like this. That means there's no charge. So here's the equation we're working with. The number of protons plus the number of electrons equals 0. That means no charge. And that's the same thing as saying electrically neutral. Okay? So the number of protons has to equal the number of electrons. So what is the number of electrons? Simple. Number 10. It's number 10. It's the same. And finally, what's the mass number? 25. Okay? if we move on to number 17, it gives us different information, but can we fill out the rest of the empty boxes? Yes, we can. Okay, so let's look what we have to work with. We have the number of protons to work with and the number of neutrons. So the number of protons to work with is 22. That means we can learn the isotope name and symbol. So we just have to look at number 22 on the periodic table. You're using your periodic table. It says number 22 is titanium. Titanium. Okay, now I don't know what number to put right here because I haven't added the protons and neutrons yet. This is the mass number. It's the sum of the protons and neutrons. And that would be 51. 51. Let's go to the isotope symbol. The symbol is Ti for titanium. Remember, we put the number of protons in the bottom left corner of the symbol, and we put the mass number in the top left corner of the symbol. And we put the charge right here. And since it's not an ion, it means there's no charge. This is an atom and an isotope. This is an isotope of titanium. Okay, number of electrons, it's electrically neutral, so it's the same as the number of protons. Remember, positive charges equals the number of negative charges. That means it's zero charge. Mass number is 51. You go ahead and fill out the next question, number 18, and I'll put the answer right now. Push pause. All right, did you get this answer? If you didn't, you got to go back and review. I shouldn't have done that over my computer. This is your assignment. Go ahead and complete number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. These will be the Edpuzzle questions that are about to come onto the screen pretty soon. Let me zoom in for you just in case like you can't see them or something. So there's 1 through 4, 1 through 5. You can pause the video and read them. And there is 6 through 7. You don't have to do 8. Good luck.